So another story that's been trending for a while now is that of Charles Okocha. We see a video where he is destroying the car of somebody he found his 15-year-old daughter with. Please continue to watch, like, share, comment, and for those of you who have not yet subscribed, kindly do so. It helps my channel to grow. We see Charles Okocha, who is a Nollywood actor, approaching this vehicle in which is said to be a young lady described as his daughter and a fellow described as his friend, probably an acquaintance, maybe not necessarily a close friend, but definitely somebody he knows. So he waylays them, drags his daughter out of the vehicle to his own car, comes back, roughs the guy up a little bit, and then heads in some direction, some random direction where he's able to get a shovel and then proceeds to completely destroy the fellow's windshield. This is the video.
I don't say go do.
Well, when I watched that video, the first thing that came to my mind was, well, thank God that Charles Okocha still had the presence of mind not to use the shovel on the offending fellow who has simply been identified as Osam, but rather he used it on the windshield and then drove off with his daughter. For my part, I completely support Charles Okocha. And before people accuse me of, supporting violence, there's a kind of nonsense that when it starts brewing, you need to use the sledgehammer approach immediately to stamp it out. The young lady in question is only 15, by her father's admission. This Osam fellow looks to me like somebody who is at the very least in his, in his 30s, mid to late 30s. I could be wrong. I didn't catch a very close look at his face. The video is rather blurry, not very sharp, as tends to be the case with some of these mobile devices. So Charles Okocha did what he needed to do in that instance, and we hear, as he drives off, we hear somebody telling Osam, I know say na the kind thing where you go feed do, all those kinds of things. So I don't know at what point Charles Okocha went and sat down, thought through the whole thing, felt he had overreacted, and decided to come up with this video.
Hello everybody, this is everybody, Charles Okocha.
Well, this is a more pressing issue that has gone viral on the internet, everywhere. I woke up to numerous calls, news everywhere. People were trying to reach out to me, concerning, destructive offenses, and stuff like that. how he took my daughter out and stuff. Well, I've been so busy, pretty much busy. So I would have addressed it like yesterday, but I've been so busy. So I decided to do right now because I'm less busy a bit now. So and you already know, of course, who I am. You know, I don't play when it comes to my family. I don't play when it comes to my daughter, my son. So the girl in question right there is not even my daughter. To start with, it's not even my daughter, Mercy. You already know my daughter has an number that I have, so I put her out there all the time. So if you zoom that video, you will know it's not my daughter. It was just a movie that is yet to be released. Just a scene of the movie that is yet to be released. An upcoming.
Here are a few reasons why I feel Charles Okocha is being economical with the truth. Charles Okocha tells us that the scene we watched where he's destroying that guy's vehicle with a shovel, that it's just a scene for a movie shoot. The movie is not yet out. But he fails to tell us the name of the movie. He could also have told us that he cannot reveal the name of the movie because he has signed a contract that he will keep such information under wraps until the movie debuts. He argues adamantly that the young lady in question is not his daughter, that we know his daughter very well from his social media posts because he likes to showcase her and all this. Well, let's face it, we didn't get to see much of the young lady in question. She seems to be of about the height and weight of his daughter, but we don't really get to see her face much. The video is blurry. He rushes her out of this car into the next car. You cannot be certain that it is his daughter. So him telling us to take a closer look and we'll realize it's not his daughter is also him being a little bit clever by half. It doesn't work. You literally cannot see the girl's face. Point number 4. He mentions that this person is an actress. But if you couldn't tell us the name of the movie, for whatever reasons, you also could not tell us the name of the actress. 5. His body language is completely off. He's looking in every direction except that of the camera. He's fidgeting with his face. You can see, or for me anyway, he seems to still be steaming. He still seems upset. And all of this. So for my part, I suspect that he went back, thought through it, and figured, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't know people would capture it on their cameras, and now it's out. I need to quickly manage the situation because I don't want people to think my daughter is a bad girl or that she has started going astray at such a young age. I sympathize with Mr. Okocha, and I get what he's trying to do. I get the logic of the damage control, but I also feel as if it is not necessary. And let me explain why. At that age, this young lady is just 15. No mature adult or anybody who has their senses in the right place is putting any blame on her. She's too young. She's probably very naive and would be very easy for somebody of Osam's age and probable exposure. I want to believe Osam would have experienced more out of life than a 15-year-old. So it would be easy, and most people would put the blame squarely on Osam for trying to take advantage of this young girl. So for my part, I feel as if the damage control Charles Okocha is trying to do is absolutely unnecessary. Maybe his wife was upset when she saw it and told him to do something about it. She doesn't want her daughter's image tarnished. Nobody is thinking about, well, I certainly am not thinking about your daughter in that light. Even if you had caught them actually doing something, which was not the case. That was not the case. for anybody who is mature, the blame would automatically lie on the older person, the adult in the scheme of things. But for reasons best known to him, Charles has come out to try and make the story go away, which is the reason why it's even piqued my interest in the first place. And then another point I forgot to mention when I gave the 5 reasons why I do not believe Charles Okocha's story. Osam already apologized online. That's a screenshot of the apology. So if it was a movie, why would Osam be apologizing for his part in it? Why? Osam goes as far as saying how much he respects Charles. He never imagined that Charles would think he would be capable of something like that. It's not something he was. And what thing am I referring to? Listen, let's try very hard not to be naive with regard to this thing. Parents, particularly men, fathers, if you have daughters who have come of age or they're young adults, mind the kinds of company you keep and bring to the house and expose your daughters to. Quite a number of your fellow men tend to be attracted to very young girls. The younger, more naive, more innocent a girl is, the more they appeal to such men. And while in a number of instances, those men actually have good intentions, like let's take for instance the story of Chief Chukwuemeka Ojukwu and Bianca Ono. The good thing is that ended well. It was a marriage that lasted well over 20 years till Chief Ojukwu died. They have 3 children together, and it ultimately all went very well. That is not always the case. In most instances, these men just want to use the girl. Maybe maybe there's even something about you they don't like, they're envious of you or something, and they make up their mind that they'll take their pound of flesh through your daughter, who is naive, doesn't know her left from right. She just knows this person as Uncle Osam, who is daddy's friend, who has probably told her to, hop into the car and he'll buy her some ice cream and then drop her in the house. And that's how it will start. I'm trying so hard to give Osam the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that that young girl was in his car without her parents' knowledge already puts shade over the whole thing that is not very nice. So there's a grooming process. They begin to groom the child. And women are not left out too. There are a number of women who will happily groom your son. Both the ones you know, the ones that you're not acquainted with. Let's look at the instance of the current president of France. The woman who is currently his wife is so much older than him that her children are all older than him as well. And she got involved with him when he had not yet come of age. She was his teacher, and he was barely a teenager when that relationship started. To their credit, that has also gone well. But this is just to draw attention to the fact that those ones went well. Imagine the quantity of other of such illicit relationships that didn't go that way.